Marissa started hearing the breathing a week after she moved in. It wasn't loud. That's why she ignored it at first. Just a soft, steady inhale, exhale, like someone asleep in the next room. The first night, she assumed it was the apartment above hers. Old buildings carried sound in strange ways. The second night, she checked. She stood in the middle of her living room at 2:14 a.m., holding her breath. There it was again. Inhale, exhale, slow, even, close. Not above her, not outside, inside. Marissa walked through the apartment, one room at a time. Kitchen, nothing. Bathroom, silent. Closet, just the smell of cardboard boxes she hadn't unpacked yet. Bedroom. She paused in the doorway. The sound was clearer here. Inhale. Exhale. Her eyes drifted to the bed. The covers were smooth, undisturbed. Still, the sound felt like it was coming from there. She stepped closer, her pulse picking up. Inhale. The mattress didn't move. Exhale. She reached out, pressing her palm flat against the blanket. Cold. Still. No rise, no fall. The breathing stopped. Just like that. Marissa pulled her hand back quickly, as if she'd touched something she wasn't supposed to. The silence that followed felt aware. She stood there for a long time, waiting. Nothing else happened. Eventually, she told herself what anyone would. Pipes, air vents, old building sounds. And she went to sleep. The next night, the breathing started again. This time, it woke her. Her eyes opened slowly, the room dim and gray. Inhale, right next to her. Exhale. Marissa didn't move. Her body stayed completely still, her mind struggling to catch up. She lived alone. She knew she lived alone. And yet, the sound was right there, beside her, close enough that she could almost feel the warmth of it against her shoulder. Inhale. Her fingers tightened slightly around the edge of the blanket. Exhale. In a matched sleeping rhythm. Deep, relaxed, unbothered, like whatever it belonged to had no reason to be afraid. Unlike her. Marissa swallowed carefully. Then, inch by inch, she turned her head. The space beside her was empty. The pillow untouched. The sheet smooth. But the breathing didn't stop. Inhale. It was still right there. Exactly where a person would be. Exhale. Marissa's chest tightened. Her own breathing was becoming shallow, uneven. And then, without thinking, she did something she would later wish she hadn't. She reached out, slowly, carefully. Her hand hovered over the empty space beside her, and then lowered. Her palm met resistance, soft, warm, something there, something that wasn't visible, but very much real. Marissa jerked her hand back with a sharp gasp. The breathing stopped instantly. Silence flooded the room. Her heart pounded so hard it hurt. She stared at the empty space beside her, unable to look away. Seconds passed. Then, inhale. But not beside her this time. From the foot of the bed. She didn't sleep at all after that. By morning, she had convinced herself she'd imagined it. Sleep paralysis. A dream bleeding into waking. That had to be it. It had to be. She stripped down the bed anyway. Washed the sheets. Opened every window. Let sunlight fill the apartment until there was nowhere for shadows to hide. Everything felt normal again. Safe. By evening, she'd almost laughed at herself. That night, the breathing didn't come from the bed. It came from the closet. The door was closed, but not all the way. Just a small gap. Darkness inside. Marissa sat on the edge of her bed, staring at it. Inhale. Soft. Slow. Exhale. She hadn't opened that door since the day she moved in. She hadn't needed to. But now, it needed to be closed properly, sealed. She stood, her legs unsteady, and walked toward it. The breathing continued, unchanged, unbothered, like it knew she was coming. Her fingers reached the edge of the door. She hesitated, then pulled it open. The closet was empty. Just boxes. Clothes. Nothing alive. Nothing that could breathe. The sound stopped. Again. Marissa let out a shaky breath of her own. "Okay," she whispered. "Okay, see? Nothing." She stepped back. Closed the door. This time, firmly. That was when she heard it. Right behind her. Inhale. So close it brushed the back of her neck. Exhale. Warm. Steady. Patient. Marissa's entire body went rigid. Her eyes slowly lifted. Across the room, the bed, the pillows, the empty space beside where she slept. And as she stared at it, unmoving, the blanket sank. Just slightly, as if something had laid down, waiting for her to come back. Marissa didn't sleep in the bed after that. She moved to the couch, left the bedroom door open, kept the lights on. The breathing followed her anyway, always nearby, never visible, always calm. A week later, she stopped reacting to it, stopped checking, stopped reaching out. It was easier that way, safer. She told herself that as long as she didn't acknowledge it, it would leave her alone. Last night, for the first time, it matched her breathing. And this morning, when she woke up, she realized something she couldn't explain. She wasn't sure which breath was hers anymore.